Good evening and welcome to this evening's Healthletica Wave class. My name is Abby and I am happy to be here to guide you through your practice this evening. If you have props, blocks, and straps or bolster, please make sure you have them close by as you may need them throughout the practice. And also, since we don't have the luxury of the hot yoga studio, perhaps maybe having a sweater or a blanket for our final relaxation, just to keep the chill out of the body. And again, I'd just like to remind you that this is your practice and to please listen to your body and just take each pose and each asana to whatever level you feel comfortable with this evening. We'll be starting tonight's practice on our backs, lying in Shavasana. So if you aren't there already, please make your way to your back, your feet as wide as the mat, hands down to the sides, perhaps tucking the shoulders in a little bit and allowing the head to relax. Taking a moment to come into this space, to forget about the day and all of the events that have occurred, bringing your awareness to your body and to the mat. Starting to breathe deeply in and out through the nose. Inviting calmness to take over. As you breathe deeply, bringing some awareness to the belly, allowing it to expand fully on every inhale, and fall and contract completely with every exhale. Breathing deeply into the belly, and exhaling, allowing it to fall. Now is a good time to set an intention for your practice, a sankalpa. If you don't have one, perhaps thinking about stillness. When we take time for stillness, amazing things happen within our body, our mind, and our spirit. Being still allows us to release the stress and anxiety that may accumulate throughout the course of our day. It allows our minds to become clear so that we can hear that still small voice that directs us towards our path. Being still helps us to renew our spirit and remain calm. As you continue to deep breathe deeply, I invite you to feel the stillness here and invite it into your practice. And slowly starting to bring awareness back to the body. Curling the fingers and the toes. Deepening the breath. Rolling the ankles. Rolling the wrists Maybe pointing and flexing the feet. And then inhaling the arms overhead, lengthening out the body. Pointing the fingers and toes in opposite directions. Contracting the muscles from the feet to the calves, to the thighs, the core, the chest, the arms. And then exhale, release, let it all fall into the mat. One more time, inhale, reaching in opposite directions, contracting the muscles of the body. Exhale, relax. Now with your hands and your feet still outstretched, slowly moving your hands to the right side and your feet to the right side as well. Creating a banana shape with the body. Feeling a nice stretch into the left side body. Starting to awaken everything from the toes to the fingertips. Inhale, bring the hands back to center. And then exhale, hands and feet go to the left. Again, creating that banana shape with the body. Pointing the fingers, pointing the toes. Breathing into the right side body. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, bringing the knees into the chest. Hands come around the shins and hug those knees here. Gently rocking side to side. Massaging the low back into the mat. And releasing any tension in the low back. Bringing the knees back to center. Hands come to the top of the knees and then just drawing some circles here with the knees. Perhaps starting with small circles. And then expanding the circles when you're ready. And then circling the other way. Bringing some energy into the hips. And then coming back to center, hug that right knee into the chest and straighten out the left leg. Holding here. Feeling a nice stretch into the left inner thigh. And then switching legs, right leg lengthens as the left knee comes into the chest. Exhale, hug that knee towards the chest. Flexing both feet. One more time each way. Left leg lengthens as the right knee comes into the chest. Keeping the feet flexed, starting to warm up the ankles. And switch last time, right leg lengthens, left knee comes into the chest. And then bring the right knee up to meet the left. Hands come behind the thighs and gently roll yourself up to a seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, crown of the head towards the sky. Rolling the shoulders here, starting to bring some energy and warmth into the shoulders and into the chest. And then circling the other way. Then hands come to the knees. Again, inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, left shoulder comes to right knee. Swoop around for a spinal rotation. And continue on, exhaling as you come down, inhaling as you come up. Starting to send energy and warmth into the spine. Last time here, and then switching it, going the other way. Exhale as you lower. Inhaling as you rise. And then meeting up back in center. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhaling, lowering the right hand down. And then gently bringing the left hand over. Coming into a nice side bend here. Making sure to keep that shoulder back, left shoulder stays back, opening the chest, opening the heart. Inhale, coming back up to center. Opposite side, left hand down, right hand comes over. Chest comes back, lifts and opens. Inhale back to center. We'll do one more each way. Again, coming over to the left side. Perhaps this time maybe walking the hand out a little bit more. Taking that side bend a little deeper if you can. Inhale back up to center. Exhale last time, other side. And if you can, walk that left hand out. Inhale back up to center, arms reach high. Exhale, folding forward. Bringing the chest towards the knees. Keeping lots of length in the spine. No rounding in this move. You just want to breathe into the hips here. And remember to try to keep the sits bones onto the mat. Neck stays neutral. You may feel after a while you can sink it a little bit further. So explore that if you can. Inhale, walk the hands back to center. And switch the legs. So the front leg now moves to the back leg now moves to the front. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Again, keeping the sits bones on the mat. Chest coming as close to the legs as possible without rounding the back. Breathing into the hips. Inhale the hands back to center. And the left hand comes to the right knee. Right hand comes to the back. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, turn and twist to look over that shoulder if that's comfortable for you. Inhale, lengthen just a little bit more. Draw the crown to the sky. And exhale, twist just a little bit more if you can. And release, other side. Right hand comes to the left knee. Hand comes back. Inhale, lengthening through the crown. Exhale, turning and twisting. Inhale, lengthen just a little bit more. And exhale, deepen the twist if that's comfortable for you. Otherwise, just hold it to wherever you feel a nice twist and a nice stretch. Inhale, release, coming back to center. And then shifting your feet over to one side, coming into table. Placing your knees hip-width apart, making sure your hips are above your knees. Fingertips are nice and wide. Point your fingers parallel to the long edge of the mat, and the joints are stacked. Shoulders are over the elbows, elbows are over the wrists. Holding here, neck is neutral. On your next inhale, lower the belly, lift the tail, open the chest, coming into cow. Exhale, rounding out the spine, pushing into the hands, pushing into the knees, opening up the thoracic vertebrae, coming into cat. Inhale, belly lowers, tailbone lifts, chest shines. Exhale, rolling the spine back up, rounding in, pushing the weight into the knees and the hands, coming into cat. Taking 3 movements, flowing through those 2 moves, linking the movement to your breath, being sure to exhale as you come into cat, and inhale as you come into cow. And when you're ready, we'll meet back in tabletop. Walking the palms, the hands a palm print forward. And then tucking the toes, coming up, coming into plank. Holding here for a moment. If you like, you can modify. You can lower the knees down to the mat if you need to. And then exhale slowly with lots of control, lower down to the belly. Turning the toes so the fronts of the feet are on the mat. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Inhale, looking up, coming into baby cobra. Keeping the neck neutral. Exhale, lower. Inhale, coming back up, baby cobra. Perhaps lifting the hands off the mat. Exhale, lower. Inhale one more time, coming into baby cobra. Hands lift off the mat, perhaps the feet come off the mat. Keeping the neck neutral, gazing towards the top of your mat. And release. Tuck the toes. Inhale, lifting the hips all the way to the sky, coming into downward dog. Pedaling out the feet here. Loosening up the hamstrings and the calves. You can shift your feet left and your heels left and right if you need to. Maybe sway the hips. And then coming down back into your downward dog, placing the heels on the mat if you can. Micro bend to the knees if you need to. We'll take 2 deep breaths here. Lower the shoulders from the ears. And then inhale, looking ahead, slowly walking the feet to meet the hands. Feet are hip width apart, approximately 2 fist widths, and just hanging here in a forward fold, allowing the crown of the head to come towards the mat. Micro bend in the knees. And maybe shaking the head yes. Nodding the head no. Or if you like, you can have the hands take opposite elbows and gently sway left to right, and right to left. And then coming back to center, release the hands, and very slowly stacking one vertebrae over the other, coming on up. Shoulders and head come up last. And then standing tall, crown of the head towards the sky. Inhale, the arms come up overhead, perhaps touching the hands together if you can. Exhale, hinge at the hips, lead with the chest, forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway lift. Hands can be on the shins or the thighs. Please don't put any extra pressure on the knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Perhaps hands can touch, maybe a slight back bend here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway lift, L shape with the body. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One last time. Inhale, hands come up. Perhaps palms can touch. Back bend here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Warming it up here. Our muscles become more pliable when we're warm, so let's get the body warmed up. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, send the feet back. Inhale, shift the body forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, coming up cobra or up dog. Exhale, lifting the hips, downward facing dog, taking 3 breaths here. Inhale, look ahead. Walk, hop, or jump to the front of the mat. Coming up halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Picking up the pace a little bit. Inhale, the hands up. Slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, send the feet back. Inhale, shift the body forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Inhale, look ahead. Walk, hop, or jump to the front of the mat. Coming up halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One last time. Inhale, arms up overhead. Slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, send the feet back. Inhale, shift the body forward. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Inhale, look ahead, walk, hop, or jump to the front of the mat, coming up halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, the arms up, overhead. Slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Send the feet back. Inhale, shift the body. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, that right leg comes up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, draw the knee towards the chest, plant the foot between the hands. Turn that back heel in so the foot's at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, coming up, warrior 1. Standing tall here. Weight is evenly distributed between both feet. The knee is over the ankle, making sure it's not splaying outward or inward. And then relax the shoulders away from the ears. Hands can be apart, or perhaps the hands are together, if that's good for you. Maybe gaze is ahead, or you can look up at the palms. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, bend the knee, bend the arms into cactus, coming down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, straighten. Last time, exhale into cactus. Holding here for a moment. Arms are nice and strong. Again, check in with that knee. Inhale, straighten. And then exhale, bend the front knee, arms stay up, and then turn onto the ball of the foot of the left foot, turning the heel out, coming into high lunge. And then exhale, the hands come between the feet, or on either side of the feet. High lunge here. Left hand plants. Inhale, bringing that right hand up to the sky. Coming into a twisted lunge. Holding nice and strong here. Stacking the shoulders if you can. And gaze can be down at the floor. Perhaps gaze is center, or you're looking up, gazing at the outstretched hand. And then inhale, bring that hand back down. Send that right foot back. Shift the body forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, coming up, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding here for a breath or two. Inhale, that left leg comes up, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw the knee towards the chest, plant the foot between the hands, turn the back heel in, foot's at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, coming up, warrior one. Planting the weight evenly between the feet. Knee is stacked over the ankle. You should be able to see your big toe. And then relax the shoulders away from the ears, holding strong here in your warrior. Your arms can be apart, or perhaps your hands are together. Gaze can be forward, or maybe looking up at the palms. Holding strong in your warrior. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, bend the front knee, bend the arms into cactus. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. One more time. Inhale, strengthen and lengthen. Exhale, bend. Again, being mindful of the knee alignment. Inhale, coming back up. And then exhale, bend that front knee. Turn the back heel out, coming into high lunge. Exhale, release the hands to either side of the foot. Right hand plants. As you inhale, that left hand coming up into a twist. Again, your gaze or your drishti can be down at the foot, maybe straight ahead or up at the outstretched hand. And release that hand back down. Send that left foot back. Inhale, shift the body forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, looking ahead, walk, hop, or jump to the front of the mat, coming up halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Shaking it out here. Opportunity to have some water if you need. And then finding your way back to the top of your mat. Feet are hip width apart, standing nice and tall, lengthen the spine. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, send the feet back. Inhale, shift the body. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale that right foot back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, and then turn the hips, stack the hips. Keeping that foot flexed. And then bringing the hips back parallel to the mat. Straighten out that leg. Exhale, draw the knee to the chest. Plant the foot between the hands. Turning the back heel so the edge of the foot is parallel to the edge of the mat. And then inhale up, coming into warrior two. Nice and strong in your warrior. Shoulders are in line with each other. Gazing over the middle finger of that front hand. And then turn that front palm up and inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale back to warrior two. Sinking a little bit deeper into that front knee. Perhaps heel toeing the foot forward if you need to, making sure you can still see your big toe. Turn that front palm forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale back to warrior two. Sinking it even a little deeper if you can. Last time, front palm turns up. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, coming back to warrior two. And now, straighten that front leg up. Shift the back hip towards the back of the room. And then send that front hand forward, keeping nice and strong and long in the spine. And then exhale, lowering that hand. Perhaps it's coming to the shin, perhaps it's coming to a block. Or maybe it's coming to your foot or the floor. Opening the chest up. Utthita Trikonasana. Gaze can be down at the foot. Gaze can be forward, neutral, or perhaps looking up at the extended hand. Inhale, bend the front knee. Place the arm down, hands side of the foot, send that right foot back. Inhale, shift the body forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding here for a couple of breaths. Inhale, that left foot comes up to the sky, keeping that foot flexed. Bend that knee, the left knee, and then turn to stack the hips. Inhale, bring the hips back parallel to the mat. Straighten out that left foot. Exhale, take the knee towards the chest. Plant the foot between the hands. Turn the back foot so the short edge of the mat is parallel with the edge of the foot. Inhale, coming up, warrior two. Arms are nice and long, pulling in opposite directions with the fingers and the arms, and then lower the shoulders from the knees. Again, check in with that, or shoulders from the ears, sorry. Check in with that knee. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Making sure that it's in line with the ankle, and you can still see your big toe. Front palm turns up. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, back to warrior two. Perhaps sinking it a little deeper into that front leg. Maybe heel toeing the foot forward if you need to. Arms are strong. Front palm turns up. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Gaze can be down, center, or up. Inhale back to warrior two. Last time, sink it a little deeper if you can. Front palm turns up. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale back to warrior two. And straighten that front leg. Send that hip back. And then pulling forward with that front hand, and then slowly lowering down. Hand can be on the shin, perhaps on a block, on the floor, or on the mat. Stacking the shoulders over top of each other. Gaze can be down at the foot, perhaps looking straight ahead, or your drishti can be up at that extended hand. Left side, Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale, bend that front knee. Cartwheel the hands back down. Send that left leg to the back. Inhale the body forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, coming up cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding here for a couple of breaths. Maybe sighing it out. Inhale, look ahead, walk, hop, or jump to the front of the mat. Coming up halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Very good. Taking another opportunity for water if you need it. And then meeting back on our mat. Making sure the feet are at the front of the mat. And then inhale the arms up overhead. Perhaps the palms touch. Exhale, fingertips come towards the right side of the room. Chest stays open. Inhale back to center. Exhale, taking it to the left side of the room. Inhale back to center. One more time each way. Exhale, taking it over to the right. This time, if you want to deepen the stretch, you can take that left foot and bring it over the right. Inhale back to center. Foot comes back to center. And then exhale, other side. And again, if you want to deepen that side body stretch, that right foot can come over the left. Inhaling back to center, feet come back to center. Exhale, hands to heart center. Very good. Release the hands, shaking out the legs, shaking out the arms. So rolling onto the ball of the right foot, turn the heel in, coming into kickstand or variation number one of tree. Hands can come to heart center. You can stay here if this is good for you. Or you can bring your foot up towards your shin, up to your thigh, or maybe even to half lotus, if that's good for you. Just please remember not to place any extra pressure on the knee, making sure the foot does not rest on the inside of the knee. Rooting, grounding, taking a moment to be still. When you're ready, you can inhale your hands up. Maybe grow some branches. Lowering the shoulders away from the ears. Gazing ahead, staring at something that's not moving. Feeling balanced. Inhale the hands back to center. Exhale to heart center, release the foot, coming down and shaking it out. Same thing on the left. Rolling onto the ball of the foot, turning the heel in towards the ankle, staying here if this is good for you, or perhaps bringing the foot to the shin, up to the thigh, or maybe into half lotus. Gazing straight ahead, taking a moment here for stillness. When you're ready, inhale the hands up, and exhale, grow some branches. Finding balance, but if you fall out, that's okay. Just come back into the pose. Inhale the hands back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release that leg. Shake it out. Now that we're nice and warm and balanced, we'll test our balance pose here. So hands can be at the hips if you like. Bringing the left knee up, and then taking the left foot over the right. Foot can come to the outside of the right foot, or perhaps you can bring that foot and wrap it around behind the calf for eagle, and then bring the hands up, and then the left hand comes underneath the right. Backs of the hands can be together here, or you can bring the palms together if you like, if that's good for you. Holding here, making sure the elbows are parallel. If this is good for you, stay here. If you want to deepen it, you can bend. Bringing the elbows towards the knees. Rounding in the back. Keeping balance. Inhale, bringing the body up straight. And release the hands, release the legs, shaking it all out. Very good. Same thing, other side. Inhale, that right leg can come up, and then placing it over the left. You can stay here, the foot on the mat if you like, or if you like to bind, you can bring that foot around the calf. Arms come up, right hand comes underneath the left. Backs of the hands can touch, or perhaps you can bring the palms to touch here. Holding here, holding steady. Or if you like to take it deeper, gently bending, bringing the knees and the elbows towards each other. Rounding in the spine. Holding here. Inhale, coming back. Center, arms release, legs release, and then shaking it all out. Making your way to the top of the mat. Inhale the arms up overhead, taking a back bend here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, send the feet back, coming into plank, and then lower the knees. And send the sits bones back to the heels, coming into child's pose. Arms can be outstretched ahead of you, or perhaps they're coming to the sides of the body, palms up. Just taking the moment here for a few deep breaths and to come into stillness. If your hands are at the side, bringing them to the front of the body, and then coming on up into tabletop, checking in with your alignment, making sure the joints are stacked, shoulders over elbows, elbows over wrists, hips over knees, and then just taking any movement you need here. So maybe shifting the hips left and right, maybe coming forward and back, rounding the spine. And then meeting back in table. We'll bring the right foot to come in between the hands. And then maybe shifting that left knee back a bit. Coming into low lunge, you can stay here if you like. Or you can bring the hands up to the thighs. And just sink those hips. Just sink them down a little bit, making sure that they are parallel to the front edge of the mat and that one hip is not more forward or back than the other. If you like, you can even bring your hands up, coming into crescent. Exhale, bring the hands down on either side of the foot. And then inhale that right arm up into the sky, coming into a twisted lunge. Trying to stack the shoulders. Gaze can be down at the foot, center, or of course, always up at the hand, outstretched hand. Release that right hand down. Curl the toes of the left foot, lift the leg, send that right foot back, coming into plank. And then lowering the knees, bringing that left foot between the hands this time. Maybe shifting that back knee. Staying here in low lunge if you like, or coming up, hands onto thighs. Shifting the hips forward. Keeping them parallel to the front edge of the mat. And making sure the front knee isn't splaying in or out. Breathing into the hips. That back foot can be tucked or the front of the foot can be on the mat, entirely up to you. Maybe from here, if you like, you can reach your hands up, coming into crescent lunge. And then release the hands to either side of the foot. Inhale, that left arm comes all the way up, reaching for the sky, coming into twisted lunge. Again, gaze can be wherever is comfortable for you. Drishti can be at the outstretched hand or down at the floor. And exhale, bring that hand back down. Tuck the toes of the right foot, lift the leg, send that left foot back. Holding in plank for a moment. Imagining a nice long steel rod that goes from the tip of your head to your heels, keeping you nice and straight. On your next exhale, lift that right knee and bring it towards the right wrist. And then slowly lowering the hips down, coming into pigeon. You can stay here if you like. You may need a block to sit underneath that right hip. You can stay on the hands if you like, or perhaps coming down to the forearms. Maybe stacking the fists, resting the forehead on the fists. Or interlacing the hands, cradling the head into the hands, maybe massaging the temples with the thumbs. Breathing into the hips. Enjoying the stillness in this moment. And if your head is down and your arms are down, making your way back to your forearms and then slowly walking the hands towards the body. Tucking the left foot, lifting that leg up, sending the right foot back, coming into plank. And then sending that left knee towards the left wrist. And then lowering down. Pigeon on the left side. Again, you may need a block to sit under your hips here. You can remain on your hands. Maybe coming down onto your forearms. Stack the fists, rest the forehead. Maybe cradling the forehead with the hands and massaging the temples with the thumbs. You may notice one side feels a little bit different than the other. So just honor that. Please don't try to force it. Just take it to wherever your body allows. And again, enjoying the stillness in this pose. If your hands are down, coming back up onto your forearms and then slowly walking the hands back towards the body. Tucking the right toes under, lifting that leg, sending that left foot back, and then lowering to the knees. Sits bones shift back to the heels. A quick moment in child's pose here. And we'll lift up, shift the hips over, heels come over. Coming to seated with our feet stretched out. Flexing the foot. Sitting in staff. Crown of the head reaches tall towards the sky. And then bringing the sole of the right foot to the mat, either inside of the left knee, or you can take it to the outside of the left knee. Left arm comes around to hug that right knee. And then inhale that right hand up and back, placing the heel of the right hand just at the back, using that right hand as an extra support, like a second spine. Marichyasana. If you'd like to deepen this, you can take that left hand and bring the elbow to the outside of the right knee. Hand comes to stop sign. And then turning and gazing over that right shoulder, if that's comfortable for you. Breathing deep. And then release, bringing the hands up, and then turning over to the left side for our counter pose. And inhaling back to center, release that right leg. Shaking the legs out. Left foot comes up to inside or outside of the right knee. Right arm wraps around that left knee, lifting tall. Inhale that left hand back, using the heel of the hand as support, and turning and twisting. Looking over that shoulder if it's comfortable for you. If you want to deepen this stretch, you can bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee, hand coming into a stop sign position. Breathing into this twist, sending breath to the entire spinal column. Inhale, the hands come up. And then exhale, turning and counter twisting over to the other side. And then release the leg, shake it out. And then bringing the legs nice and wide. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Keeping lots of length in the spine here. We're not going to round the back yet. Feet are flexed. We're going to stay here for just a minute. So if you like, if you have a block, you can use it maybe to support your chest. Breathing into the inner thighs. Exhale, walk those hands over to the right side. Again, trying to keep length in the spine. Gaze can be at the toes. Inhale, walk the hands back to center. And then exhale, taking it over to the left side. Exhale, the hands back to center. And then round the spine, allow the crown of the head to come down towards the mat. Elbows onto the mat, onto the floor. Inhale, walk the hands back to center. And then shaking the legs, bringing them back, coming into a seated position. Inhale, arms come up overhead, interlace the hands, and then pull the backs of the hands up towards the sky, reaching as far as you can. Exhale, lower those hands to the front of the body, rounding out the spine, coming into seated cat. Making sure you're pulling the fronts of the hands towards the front of the room. And trying to feel like you're pulling the thoracic spine towards the back of the room. Exhale, release the hands, coming around to the back, interlace them behind the back, keeping them up and off the low back, opening the chest here. Breathing into the front of the chest. It's a good counter stretch for all the forward motion we're doing all the time on our keyboards or driving or any other device. And then lower those hands, release. Making sure your feet are at the front of the mat. Slowly lowering onto your back. And then exhale your knees into the chest. Give them a nice big squeeze. Rocking side to side. Releasing the low back into the mat. And then the sole of the left foot comes down to the mat. Right foot is flexed, bringing the right ankle just above the left knee. Exhale, lifting that left foot, keeping the leg at a 90-degree angle. And then interlace the hands behind that left thigh, threading the needle, coming into a reclined figure four. Keeping both feet flexed here to protect the knees. Perhaps tucking in the chest here, the chin to the chest. And gently drawing that left knee towards the chest. And if it's comfortable for you, you can try to push that right knee out gently with the right elbow, deepening the stretch in the right hip, glute, and thigh. And release. Right foot comes down to the mat. Left ankle comes over the right knee. Exhale, the right foot comes up, both feet are flexed. Thread the needle and then interlace the hands behind that right thigh and gently draw that right knee towards the chest. And if it's good for you, you can gently push that left knee out with the left elbow, deepening the stretch on the left side as well. Nice deep breath. And release. The right foot comes to meet the left. Hands come to the side of the body, and then inhale those feet up towards the sky. Flexing the feet, holding them up here. If you're at home and you have a wall, you can do this against the wall. You can do legs up the wall. Or if you need maybe some more support, you can put a strap around the ball of the feet. And hold it here. Just want to take a moment here to reverse gravity in the legs. There's always so much weight and tension in our legs as we stand and walk every day, and this is just a nice way to reverse that. Bring some blood flow the other way. If you have a strap around your feet, you can remove that strap. If you're against the wall, you can hold this pose. Otherwise, just gently lower the heels, bend the knees, lower the heels, bringing the legs into a 90-degree like you're sitting in a chair. And just holding here for a moment and notice what you notice. Perhaps the feet feel warm as the blood comes back into the feet. Inhale the arms coming up to a T position or cactus. Exhale, slowly lowering the knees to the right side, keeping them in that 90-degree angle. If this twist is too intense for you though, please lower your knees down and bring your feet towards the middle of the mat. Then once you've reached your spot where your legs are on the ground, turn and gaze over that left shoulder. Breathing into our spinal twist. Inhale the knees back to center. Still maintaining that 90-degree, and then exhale, lowering the legs to the left. And then turning to gaze over the right shoulder. Again, if this angle is too intense, please lower the knees, bring the feet towards the mat to reduce the intensity of the twist. Inhale the knees back to center. And then raise the soles of the feet to the ceiling. Hands come to the outside of the feet. Elbows on the inside of the knees, coming into happy baby. Maybe rocking back and forth, side to side. And then coming back to center, release the hands, lowering the feet all the way down, straightening the legs, keeping the feet as wide as the mat, preparing for our final relaxation. So the feet splay to the sides of the mat. Arms are down to the side of the body, palms up to receive, or perhaps the palms down to ground. Tucking the shoulders in, tucking the chin towards the chest. Starting to feel relaxed. The feet, the calves, and the thighs, feeling warm and heavy. The hips and the abdomen and the chest. Relax and surrender to gravity. The arms and the shoulders, feeling still. The neck is relaxed, the jaw is relaxed. Tongue is removed from the roof of the mouth. The eyes fall into their sockets. Focus on your forehead right between your eyebrows, your third eye chakra, and just be still. Deepening your breath, bringing awareness back to your breath and your body. Starting to bring some movement into the wrists and the ankles, the toes and the fingers. And then inhaling the right hand overhead and rolling over into a fetal position. Left hand on the mat. And when you're ready, coming into a seated position with your eyes gently closed. Bringing your hands to heart center. One deep breath in here. And exhale, honoring our stillness. I thank you for sharing your energy with me this evening and allowing me to guide your practice. May you find stillness each and every single day. Namaste.
Namaste.